Is that an armrest? Today on Twan the Used Car Guy, I'm going to be showing you guys how to install an armrest on a 2019 and up Toyota RAV4. And here it's pretty much simple. You're going to be using a pocket screwdriver. That's pretty much the only tool you're going to use for this entire installation. And you're going to begin by prying the back off of the armrest off. It just literally just pries off. And if you want to, you can use that little tool they use for all plastic panel to pry off. You can use that, but today we're not going to use that. We're just going to use this actual pocket screwdriver. And I have my handy helper, Gene, the money making machine. This guy literally turns 10 hours in his sleep. He has 10 hours of work before he even comes to work. And here you have this little Jesus clip to pop off. Back in the military, we call it Jesus clips because you're probably going to need Jesus to help you pop it off because it's very little complicated little clip to pop off. And this is the only clip that is actually holding in the whole armrest. And once you can pop that clip off, and we're trying, like I said, they call it a Jesus clip because you're going to need the Holy One himself to pop this off. This is not a shout out at Jesus. For all you guys that need Jesus, you need him. Anyways, so we're still working on this clip and we got it off. And once you pop it off, like so, or did we pop it off? I thought we did. Yeah, we popped it off. Once you pop it off, you see that little rod in there, that spring rod. It's spring activated. So you got to take that spring and actually pry it out. So it's best to get a pair of needle nose pliers like so and just push it in and pull it out to release it. So you push it in to release the tension and then you pull it out. Here, Gene's the money making machine. He's working so fast. He's trying to make all the money. He actually did it a little bit different, but there it is. And once you take the pressure off the spring, it is done. And you simply just grab the new armrest. And for some reason, on these RAV4s, the armrest is absolute trash. It goes bad fast. So this is a repair. If you have an armrest, you're probably going to have to do. And it costs you around $300 just for the armrest alone. And here you're going to slide that pin right back in. But you have to make sure first to put that spring in because that spring has all the tension and it really allows the armrest to open and close properly with that just amount of tension on it so it functions the way it's supposed to. Because we try to do everything and put everything back to a factory standard here on Twan the Used Car Don. We try. There's my hand in there. My arm actually had a cameo in, but there it is. So Gene got it. And so once you do that, you got to make sure that little clip, you see that little U clip part of the spring, it sits above that little two slotted mark in the armrest. And once you got that in the correct position, you take the springs and you put them back inside the groove that they're supposed to be in, like so. Get that same needle nose. So I lied. I said we're only going to use a pocket screwdriver, but you're actually going to use a needle nose plier too. And once you pry that back in like so, and you take the other one and you push it up, pry it back in, and it locks in a groove. Like you can't do this wrong. I mean, you can, and some people will, but hopefully you don't. But once you pry that back in and set that spring back into that mechanism where it opens and closes properly like so, and you're done. All you simply have to do is get that back piece. Wait, we have to forget, and you can't forget. We can't forget Jesus. So here we go. We get that Jesus clip. And I don't know why mechanics call it, I'm not trying to, disrespect anybody's religion. So, but this is what we call it in the mechanic world because it's so important of holding everything together because that's what Jesus do for you guys. So we're going to put that Jesus clip right back in like so. And once again, we just call it Jesus clip. And once that Jesus clips in, sometimes it's hard to put in and sometimes it's easy to put in. But we have it in right there. And there it is. Jesus clips in. And there it is. You're pretty much done. And all you have to do is just pry that, just put that back piece back on, and it literally just plug and play because it has holes along the side and it lets you know, like guide hose, where the back of the armrest goes on at. and like so. And a lot of people usually unplugs the little USB back here, but you don't have to. Literally pop it right back in the hole that it goes in. We had a little problem with this one in there, and once we got it like kind of pried it right back in, it's taking Gene the money machine, but he has it. And there it is, and it's done, and that is as simply as it can be. And this will save you probably, you go to a shop's going to charge you maybe an hour and a half to do it, so you'll say an hour and a half plus the parts around $350, plus the hour and a half or whatever dealership you go to that's going to charge you an hour and a half per labor. That probably is another $250. So we just saved you a lot of money. So if you like these videos, please make sure you like and subscribe to Twan the Used Car Don.